Yo, what is up, guys? Mike Thomas, aka the young Trishula here, and we have some wonderful, wonderful news. It's finally time. It's finally time. They bring in dragons back. They couldn't keep me down and out for long. I couldn't win the world championship because I didn't have my dragons with me, but I'm unstoppable now. They've given me my dragons. I'm back. 2026, 2027, whatever year we get these cards, we're going back to Worlds, and this time we're winning because they gave me my dragons, and nothing is stopping me when I have my dragons. And this is really great for me because, oh man, I've missed this deck so much. And I'm sure you have probably missed it as well if you're watching this video. So, hi, it's been a minute. Welcome back. Anyway, we got some incredible new Rocket cards revealed today. They're coming out in a future OCG set. So it's going to be a little bit before we get them here in the TCG, but I am so excited for these cards. I mean, oh my god, I am over the moon. So, I'm gonna go through these real quick with you guys. I'm gonna take the win-loss off the screen for a sec. But there's quite a few cards. There's more than I would have expected. But I'll try to go through them quickly and just kind of give you the gist of what the good ones are. We're gonna start off with the good one. It's a new level 4 dragon, not a tuner, dragon level 4 dark 15/15 monster. So this is our new main deck rocket, and this one's fantastic. It might be the new best rocket, like just straight up. So what it does is on normal or special summon, you can add a level 7 dark dragon from your deck to your hand. Also, you get locked from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except for dark monsters. So this has the same restriction that Rocket Tracer has, but it gets to search a level 7 dark dragon monster. And there are quite a few that are actually pretty good. I think Phantasme is one that comes to mind off rip. That is one that you can just play now and you can just search. So you can just play one Phantasme and Dragon Link and you can just search into it, which is kind of nice just to have. But the real target here is Absol Dragon, which we all know is kind of like the Garnet in Dragon Link, but it has a really cool effect where if you control Rocket, you can special it from your hand. So the idea here is you don't necessarily want to normal summon this as your normal summon. Like, it can be a normal summon, sure, but you don't necessarily want to normal summon this card. What you really want to do is you want to, you know, start your turn, get to your seals, go through your Romulus, do all that fun stuff, right? And once you have your seals, you're nice and safe. You can then quick launch or something into this rocket loader, make your Striker Dragon, and get your Boot Sector. You get your Absol, especially your Absol. You can then link off the Absol and the Striker Dragon, maybe for something like the Delindrous Dragon, and then search for your Rocket Tracer, special your Rocket Tracer, and then pop the Boot Sector as you would normally. Make something like a Quad Boral, pop the Delindrous, get back 2 guys, bring back Delindrous. Now you can go into your Borload, Borload is banned, Boral End Dragon, and then you would be able to make your banned Borload Dragon if you're playing Master Duel or OCG. So that's kind of what that does, and it's really cute. So like any 2 dragons, so like Black Metal or Seifert, plus a quick launch, now just guarantees that you're getting seals, Borland, plus like a Savage or IP or whatever, just off of those 2 cards alone, and everything else is just extra gas that you can play with. So really, really cool that you just do that without jumping through some of the hoops that you had to jump through before. So excellent card. This is probably the best one we got. And there's still some good ones in here. They definitely get worse with Hollow Rocket Dragon. This card I think is the worst new card. This is a level 6 that when a Link Monster's effect is activated and targets this card, you get to look at the top 6 cards of your opponent's deck, banish one of them, and put the rest back in the same order. So this is basically Kashtira Ogre, but for Dragon Link. But a Link Monster has to target it. It's a level 6, so you're like quick launching for this, and then targeting it with your own cards. This seems really bad. This one's awful. And then its second effect is like the same floating effect that a lot of rockets have, so nothing too exciting here. Here we do have another interesting one, though, which is Rocket Detonator, which is I guess, the new intended search target of our Rocket Loader. Because he's a level 7, 1825, and you can special summon it from your hand if you control a Dark Dragon Link Monster. So kind of the idea here is that now you have another good target other than Absolrouter that you can search. So Absolrouter requires you to control a rocket. This one requires you to control a dark link monster. So you kind of get to pick and choose which one you want to search off of your rocket loader. And this one, and they're both extenders. They're both fine, just for a different scenario. But this one has a different effect. You can target a dark dragon monster in your spell trap zone, special summon it, but it cannot attack and its effects are negated. And then it locks you into darks. So this is like a little bit weird. Like, we're not playing Flamberge in this deck. Like, we're not scaling things in our spell and trap zone. But I think the intent here is that because Borreload Savage Dragon is unlimited in both Master Duel and the OCG, the idea is that you make your Savage Dragon, you equip your Quad Boral or like a Delindrus or something, and then you Rocket Detonator, bring it back up onto the board, and then you link with it and you get free material that way. So maybe this card to me implies that we might see a return of Savage Dragon in the future to help promote this deck, but maybe not, probably not. Wishful thinking, but one can hope, right? But then let's start moving on to some of the more like broken cards that they've given us. This new one is not even necessarily a Dragon Link card. This is a Borreload Fatal Flare Dragon. It is a 25 2K fusion form of Savage Dragon, I think, or fusion Borreload guy. And what he does is when he is fusion summoned, you can search for any rocket, which it's like, okay, well, I don't really want to fuse, so that's not great, but surely there's a reason they give us this, right? But the rest of it is pretty good. His effect is you can target a dark monster you control, equip a dark link monster from your graveyard or banishment to it as an equip material. So like, this is now the way that you combo into Detonator without Savage Dragon, right? Because we don't have Savage Dragon, this is now the way to combo using Detonator, which is pretty cool. But also, when it's used as link material, you can just pop a card on the field, which, sure, like, I'll take that. But really the thing that I think is the most interesting here is that it has really generic material requirements and a dark link monster and a dark monster. So even if you're not playing Dragon Link, I think that this is just a card that you should probably own in your collection. Because it's a super poly target. It's a super generic one. Dark monsters are always good. Like, that's historically been the best type or best attribute in the game. Link monsters has always been the best mechanic in the game. And so all they need is a link monster with the best attribute and another monster of the best attribute on their board, and you can super poly into this, and then you can like link into an SP, banish something on their board, pop another card. So definitely a card worth keeping on your radar. But now this is really the custom card of the set, or of this little drop that we've got, and it's Boral Shroud Dragon. This is a Link 5 3500 attack with left, bottom, right. So I believe that is the same, mostly the same as Boral. What's his name? I've forgotten this like twice. How have I forgotten this card? Every time. Borland Dragon. It's been so long since I've summoned a Borland. Like, they've really taken so much from me. Yeah, so it's slightly better zones than Borland because it doesn't point up now, which is really, really nice. And this card is honestly better than Borland, which, if you played Dragon Link, if you played Yu-Gi-Oh! In the last 5 years, is kind of hard to believe. So this card starts off, your opponent cannot tribute this card on the field. So you can't kaiju it. It's not kaijuable. It's not sphere modable. It's not lava golemable. It's not volcanic queenable. Once per turn, during the main phase, you can target a rocket monster you control, negate the effects of one face-up card your opponent controls. One face-up card. And then you destroy that monster. When they say that monster, they're referring to the rocket monster that you target on your board. But don't forget, in a rocket deck, that is still a good thing. A lot of the rockets have trigger effects when they're destroyed and targeted by link monsters. So that's not a bad thing. So don't think of that as a bad thing. But also it has the Borland effect that's just stapled onto this. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. Because sure, we did not learn our lesson from Borland. Which is awesome. This card now negates spells, and this is Borland, but it negates spells, traps, anything, right? And still monsters. It just isn't Monster Reborn. But here's the part that's really crazy. At the start of the battle phase, you can special summon a Link 4 or lower Boro Link monster from your extra deck. From the extra deck. This card vomits Boro Sword Dragon onto the field. If you can now just make a Link 5 and summon any monster in attack mode, you can push for like over 9,000 attack points directly. Like that's deranged. Like what? This is crazy. Like black metal kills your opponent into the sun now. So that's awesome. Thank you, Konami. I needed that. And then it doesn't stop there. We got a new Boro Link monster that this could also technically summon. This card is it seems interesting at first, but the real thing that I want to point out is it's a Link 3 with 2300 attack that is left, bottom, left, bottom. This card is a Link 3 that gives you Pisty Zones by itself, which, if you've played Dragon Link, is a huge deal. And it can now, we can finally cut the triple burst in our extra decks. Because if you've played this deck, you know that you have to run a triple burst, because otherwise you can't do Dark Charmer lines to get into your Link 5s or you get into your access codes to win the game. This card is, I think, probably, in my opinion, the best thing that they've given us just for that alone. Just a Link 3 that you want to play in Dragon Link that gives you left and bottom left. And it's dark. And that in itself is all I needed. But then there's more. If it is Link Summon, you can add Rapid Trigger, Heavy Trigger, or Double Trigger from your deck to your hand. So if you're familiar with Rapid Trigger and Heavy Trigger, these are the fusion and ritual spells. But what's Double Trigger? I haven't heard of Double Trigger. That's a new card. I don't know what Double Trigger does. So clearly it's searching for a new broken card as well. But also this is potentially now our new avenue into getting into that fusion monster that we were talking about earlier. But also, not only that, you can target a face-up card you control and a dark dragon in your graveyard, destroy the card on a field, and if you do, add that other monster to your hand. That sounds really familiar. It's almost like there's a Link 1 monster in our deck that has a really powerful effect that requires us to target a monster on our field and then get a card back. Yeah, so this card just triggers Recharger for free, which is really good because this card also makes access code for free. So with black metal by itself is now 8100, I think, because you just clearly just go into the Tri-Boral Dragon or the Tris-Boral Dragon, whatever it is. This is the Trish-Boral Dragon, as I've been calling it. And you can just go into this card, right? Like you go for your black metal, you do your line, you get to this card, you make your Pisty, you bring back a guy, and then you use the Tris-Boral Dragon, target your Pisty, target the Recharger in your grave, you add it back to your hand. You use its effect, you summon back the Red MD, and then you use the thing that you summoned off of Pisty plus the Link 3 to make access code. You pew 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 pop their board, and that's game. Normally you had to go like Pisty, bring back Striker, Striker pop Pisty, blah 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 to do that play. Like you could already do it, but now like you can use your Striker Dragon to get into a better board state and then still do this play and still OTK in that way. So this card's really, really good. Fantastic card. 10 out of 10. But now let's talk about Double Trigger. This is the new card it searches. And you might realize that it's really good. You can fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing its material from your graveyard, including a rocket monster. Yeah, they gave us Miracle Fusion in Dragons. So they gave us Dragon's Mirror. So now you can easily get into your Borreload Furious Dragon. You can get into the new dragon that they gave us, the new like Borreload Fusion. That card's super easy to get into. The Furious Dragon super easy to get into, etc., etc., etc. And because it's a Miracle Fusion, it's just a free body. So remember how I just said that this card just gives you access code plus Red MD for free? It's actually access code plus Red MD plus Furious Dragon, or plus the new Borreload Fusion, which is extra crazy because the Borreload Fusion, if we were to summon it using double trigger and then link it off for access code, we can use access code to make it so our opponent can't respond to us, and then we can pop a card on their field where they cannot respond to it, which is very, very strong because you could get rid of a card that would maybe be able to interact with the access code, and then you can just use the access code to clean up the rest of the board. So this is insanely powerful. So good. And then finally, we got one last card because, you know, it's 2025. Every little pet archetype needs a counter trap, right? Right, guys? A counter trap. Omni negate. Oh my god, we got Solemn Judgment. You pay half your life points, and you can negate a spell or trap card if you control a Rocket or Boral. We don't need this, but thank you, I guess. Yeah, that... oh, I'm sorry. Activate this from your hand. I'm sorry, my chat just caught me. I thought they were joking earlier because I thought it was too busted. They were saying something about pay half your life. I thought they were joking. No, actually I lied. This is a hand trap. You can activate this from your hand by paying half your life points to negate a spell trap card if you have Rocket or Boral Monster on your field. So I think you guys can see that these cards are custom AF. I swear I don't work for Konami. I swear I do not work for Konami because, God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me this. This is everything I've ever wanted and needed. A million years of Dragon Link. We're so back. We're so back. Anyway, that's all. I didn't have anything else for you. Goodbye.